Coach, what was it like coming into town yesterday and just seeing that support for the fans?
Yeah, not a surprise. I just think that that's what they always do. Whether we we win games, we lose games. They're just it's just important to know that we have them behind us. And yesterday was no different. It's fun to watch. It's crazy this time of year to see it, but again, the support that we've had for my whole time here, it's no surprise.
Well, after game one, Ferks came off the ice and he started screaming, "We came here for two." You got two. How big was it to get not just one road win, but two coming into your own barn for potentially the next 3 games?
Yeah, real important. I think it's a 7-game series, and you have to win 4 to win it. But I just think that it's so important for your mindset, and a big part of playoffs is your mindset. And you have to get greedy. You win one, you got to win 2, and it's no different now. We need to win the next one, and it's just about staying in that moment and staying hungry, and our guys do a great job of that.
We've heard you say that Jackson is playing some of his best hockey of the season. What have you seen from him between the pipes?
It's the competitiveness in the crease. It's one thing. His structure is good. He's got a real calm demeanor, but when things aren't going according to plan, and there's a bit of a scramble, or they have a hard push, which they've had at times, that's where you're just looking for that compete, and that's what I've seen from Jackson, and it gives us confidence.
Your big guys have been your big guys, but who else are you seeing step up in the championship series?
Well, I think that Ethan Semenuk is a guy that comes to mind. I just think for a guy that had a tough time through the regular season with some injury issues, and he had to take some time away to make sure that he got healthy. I just think he's been excellent, especially here in the final. And we talk about our depth, and not just depth in scoring, but just playing the right way, playing to the system and the structure, and Ethan's a big part of that and allows that third line to become a really good line.
Pavel McKenzie also gets his first game-winning goal of the WHL playoffs. How has he come along since joining the team this year?
Well, he's come a long way. He's one of the most improved players for sure since the start of the year. He's a guy that has skill and a real hockey sense, and he played a lot of the year with Braden Yager and Jagger Firkus, and that was a testament to both those things, his skill and his hockey IQ. But I just think that he's a guy that he can play in many different situations, and he has that knack to, when he gets in and around the net, he has that touch. So it was great to see that the other night, and he's a big part of this as well.
He's a guy who went from not getting drafted into the WHL to making the NHL Central Scouting final rankings ahead of June's draft. How did he get on the Warriors' radar?
Well, ended last year. He was a guy that Jason brought his name up, and we started watching a little bit of video on him, and when he was playing Junior A, and certainly there was some things that he did that got you a little bit excited. You see the skill set, and he's able to make plays in tight areas, and he came to training camp and just made the team out of camp. I love those stories. It's a fun story to have. I know his family's real excited about it, and he's just such a great kid. So to see him work for something and accomplish that it's special.
Are there any challenges when you come home? I was just thinking about how long you've been here. A lot of players that you've coached in the past are going to be in the building for games 3 and 4. How do you keep the guys dialed when they've got family and friends and all the familiarities of home around them?
Yeah, I think that was why we were kind of looking forward to starting on the road. The last couple of series here, it can be a positive thing. Sometimes there are distractions back at home, but I think that's where your leadership group comes into play, and we certainly have a lot of confidence in them to make sure our mindset is right, and they lead the way in terms of their demeanor and their thoughts, their words, their actions. If they're doing the right things, I know everybody else will follow. So to me, there's not a whole lot of worry there.
Denton said he used to be a pretty quiet, kind of just lead with your actions type of guy, but he says he's trying to become a more vocal leader. Have you seen that from him?
Yeah, he's definitely taken the reins there, and again, I think that just comes with confidence and age, and between him and Jagger Firkus, those are the two voices that you hear in that dressing room quite a bit, and it's great. They bring energy, they bring enthusiasm, and certainly with Denton, that competitive edge is there, whether it's practice or games, and that's the kind of leadership we're looking for.
Fergus seems to be a guy who really thrives on having the crowd hate him on the road, hey?
Yeah, he does a lot that brings that on, whether it's scoring big goals or the work that he does without the puck. I don't think gets enough attention as well. When he's on, he's around the puck. He's a dog on it and creates a lot of havoc that way. So I think he's done a great job of that so far this series. But that's a big part of his game as well.
Coach, just looking forward to Tuesday. What do you expect to see from this Portland team coming into Game 3?
Well, I'm sure we'll see their best. I think even last game, it wasn't a 5-1 game. It was much tighter than that. I know the goal they scored at the end of the second period was a big one for them, and it's going to be tight. We know it's going to be a tight game. They have all kinds of skill, and we talk about their transition, and they did have some looks that I thought we were fortunate with them not hitting on, but we know that we're going to see their best on Tuesday. We just need to make sure they see ours.
After the way the Saskatoon series went, how important was it to get out in front in both games 1 and 2? Now, key will that be coming back here for Game 3?
Yeah, I think starts have been important both in the series and within the game. But again, it's not the results of that start. It's about playing the right way, and I thought both games in Portland were a result of that. We were playing the right way. We started fast. We were hungry on pucks. We were playing with structure and playing honest, and that's what we're expecting on Tuesday.
The Saskatoon series was long. It was 7 games, lots of overtimes. But what did you, as a coach, learn through that series that you've implemented in this one that's allowed for some extra success?
Well, I think as a group, we've learned the importance of playing with structure. It's one thing. It's one thing to have the skill and the confidence to score goals, but I think so much of our success in playoffs right now have come from the work details. Even you look in Portland, our goals, they look nice off the rush, but if you connect the dots, how do we get the puck to go on the rush? It's tracking details, it's forecheck details, it's the grunt work in the D zone to take care of home plate. So I think the biggest takeaway is the work base. It starts with work and then skill comes second.
And what have you had to change from the Saskatoon series to prepare for this Portland team that's obviously not the same as the Blades, but still a very good team?
Yeah, I think without getting too much into specifics and X's and O's that way, I think we've had to tweak a couple things for each series. Whether it's forecheck details or some things in the D zone that you're looking to change, or how you're breaking pucks out. You're always going to tweak things that way. But again, the habits that we talk about, being on top, the races and the battles, all those things, that's our base, and that never changes.
And obviously, like young players, young team, but you have, like you said, you have to make adjustments every series. Is it a little tougher with junior hockey players to make those, whether it's in game or in series or throughout a playoff run, to make those adjustments and really hone them in, just because they're so young, but they are so skilled? Yeah,
I think with our group now, I think they've done an excellent job of that, and I've told them that. I think it can be hard to do, but I think they've done a great job of it. And in the prior series, we've had full weeks to maybe practice the changes a few times. This one, we've changed a couple things on the fly just through video and constant reminders, and to their credit, they've done a great job. So I know they're teenage kids, and that's not lost on me, but again, we have a veteran group that's been around this league for a long time, and they've done a great job.
Is that why this team's a little bit different than maybe previous teams that you've had, where obviously a lot of these players have also been in Moose Jaw for a long time, so kind of all that hard work over the last couple of years culminating to this?
Yeah, I think if there's one thing that makes this group special, and I think it keeps coming back to that they've grown up together, and I know it's been it makes my job, I don't want to say easier, but it makes my job more fun for sure. That I've known a lot of these guys for 4 and 5 years, and it's a privilege that I don't take for granted. The opportunity to work with those guys for this long, and I know it's special for them. They don't want to let each other down, but it's special for me too to see how far they've come from being 15, 16-year-old kids.